Hello everybody and welcome back to another new and noteworthy mod review. Today we're going to take a look at the Cave Helmber Winery pack. But before that, this video is brought to you by William Chapman and Zach Schultz. Thank you for being a farm barons. So this has to be one of the absolute most complex single production mods that I have seen to date. And it is absolutely amazing. There is literally something in this pack for every level of player. From the absolute total noob, I just want to dump raw product in and get raw product out and be done, to someone that is willing to basically incorporate 5 different production steps and manually move your product from one step to the next in order to come up with the exact same finished good. This thing is, as I said, absolutely amazing. What we are looking at here is the base building for the winery. And the winery has 3 different modes. We have the easy mode. This is the easy button right here. Then we have the multi-production mode, which is one placeable with all of the triggers and all the functionality preset. And basically you dump product in, you get product out, and all of the things are built in. And then the last mode that we're going to look at is build your own winery. And it is pretty dang cool. Included with this are some sell points, as well as some trailers to transport the custom liquid build types. Let's take a look at this stuff in the shop first. So if we go to build mode, we're going to go to production factories. And then we have the easy Helmber Winery. And I'm 100% sure I am not pronouncing that correct, but you know what? I'm not into wine, so I don't really know the name of this. Assume this is an actual brand. Again, I don't know. What we have here is $300,000 for the easy winery. It takes grapes as an input and will produce 3 types of outputs. We have red wine, white wine, and sparkling grape juice. Rotates freely on its center, and there we go. Pretty straightforward. It will also give us an income of $16,680 per month because it is selling wine as well as giving winery tours. Pretty cool. Then we have the multi-phase winery. It is obviously the exact same building, but if you look at the inputs and outputs, oh wow, something just got a whole lot more complex. We have a whole lot of inputs in addition to grapes, and we have a whole lot of outputs in addition to the white wine, red wine, and sparkling grape juice. But overall, we still have a single dump trigger, and then we have the output, and then the single production interactive icon right there. Then we move into single phase, and this is where things get a whole lot of complex, a whole lot fast. So we have phase 1, pressing, grapes in, and then we have some liquids out. And we're making $14,280 per month. Then we go to phase 2, which is fermentation. And you look, we just have some triggers. It takes some liquid ins and some liquid outs. Phase 3, clarify. Some liquid ins and some liquid outs. Also a little bit of money per month. Phase 4, bottling. Liquids in, production pallets out. And then phase 4, we have bottling for our sparkling grape juice. Liquids in, or liquid in, and grape juice out. And I'm going to show you how to build all of that out here a little bit later in the video. And our selling points, we have a licensed farmer's market to sell sparkling grape juice and red wine right there. Then we have the licensed restaurant. It is licensed to sell white wine as well as sparkling grape juice and red wine. Then we have a supermarket that is set up to sell sparkling grape juice like that. And then we have a bulk sell point that is set up for the selling of the various liquids that the winery process can create. And then we have to look at, we have to look at the shop, because in addition to all of the buildings, there is the Joskin Aquatrans 7300W that is set up to take all of the base game liquids as well as the liquids that this particular winery pack can create. The MKS 8 and the MKS 32 also configured to accept all of the custom winery inputs. Wow. Okay, so let's go and look through each of these buildings in a little bit more detail. So we have the winery building itself. We have the front door. You can see we have wine tasting in the restaurant inside and collections around the back. We do have our interactive icon, and this is the easy production facility. So 120,000 liters of grapes is the max input. 80,000 liters of red wine, white wine, and sparkling grape juice is the output. It is by far the easiest production. Just add grapes, and over time, you get product. So we have 100 units of grape for 37 units of red wine, 100 units of grape for 35 units of white wine, and 100 units of grape for 35 units of sparkling grape juice. We have our pallets for our product that appear right here. So we have our white wine pallets, and these are very nice, attractive looking pallets. We have our red wine pallets right here. And then we have our sparkling grape juice pallets right there. And the rest of the facility looks the same as the other facilities. We're going to get to all of these other aspects in the other buildings. Here we have our dump station for our grapes, kind of our ingest area. And there you go. Then we have the multi. Let's skip past these sell points here real quick. Then we have the multi-production placeable. This is still a single placeable that is going to produce everything, but we now have all of the iterative fill types. So if we come up here to, again, the same building, we can see now that under the multi-phase, we accept grapes, and then we have various fill types here. Must with pommets, cloudy white wine, bulk red wine, cloudy red wine, must without pommets, cloudy white wine, and bulk white wine. And then we are producing outputs: must with pommets, cloudy red wine, bulk red wine, Helmber red wine, must without pommets, cloudy white wine, bulk white wine, Helmber white wine, and sparkling grape juice. Right? So we have grapes in, 250 units of grapes in is going to make 100 units of must with pommets. I don't know what that is. I'm not a winery person. Then we move to 200 units of the must with pommets makes 190 units of cloudy red wine and 80 units of, I guess, wasted grape husks, whatever. And then we take the cloudy red wine, and 190 units of cloudy red wine is then further purified into 185 units of bulk red wine. And then that is taken. 47 units of bulk red wine is then bottled into 47 units of bottled red wine. Then we have must without pommets. 250 units of grapes makes 100 units of must without pommets and 80 units of, I guess, grape husk. Then we have cloudy white wine. 200 units of must without pommets makes 185 units of cloudy white wine. That is then refined. 74 units of cloudy white wine makes 74 units of cloudy white wine makes 70 units of bulk white wine. Then we have 175 units of bulk white wine, making 75 units of bulk bottled wine. And then we have 200 units of must without pomace, making 250 units of sparkling grape juice. And that is out of this multi-production facility. We have our pallet spawn point. Now, the only pallets that spawn are red wine, white wine, and sparkling grape juice. So none of the liquids spawn any sort of pallets. So we have our dump station here. We have our liquid extraction area here where we can extract liquid and then take it to the bulk sell point for liquids. But ultimately, all of this process really can be done internally, where we still just add grapes, and we go in here and set these fill types to distributing. And they will basically just run itself over time. Right, but it is a bit more involved. Then we move on to the very manual process. And once again, it is the exact same building that we put down here, except now we have a whole lot of triggers that we have to interact with. So let's go around the back, and it all starts at the same spot, where we bring our grapes into our facility and then process the grapes into must with and without pomace or pomace. Okay, so the pressing is what we're talking about here. 250 units of grapes, 100 units of must with pomace, and 100 units of must without pomace, and 80 units of grape husk. Then we need to move the liquid from this production into step 2. And that is where we now have the use of these Joskin trailers. So let's go ahead and move trailer load of must with pomace over to step 2. Step 2 is right around the corner here. Go ahead and unload into phase 2, which is going to be the fermentation process. And as we saw with the multi-facility, 200 units of must with pomace comes in, 190 units of cloudy red wine, and 80 units of husk come out. So let me go ahead and hit a command to cause phase 2 to produce some output, and then we'll see what we need to do as far as pulling product from phase 2 into phase 3. Now we've got some product in phase 2. We've already processed it. You can see we have 50,000 liters is the max input capacity for must with and without pomace. And then we have cloudy red and white wine, 46,000 liters of cloudy red, 45,000 liters of cloudy white wine. Now, where do we get our output? Well, we have to come around here to this center tank here. And the center tank is where we are going to extract our cloudy red wine and cloudy white wine, which is the production output for phase 2. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and come around to the input of phase 3, which is the clarification stage. Let's go ahead and unload then into stage 3. And just like we did with stage 2, I'm going to go ahead and fill up stage 3, and we'll see where the output is and talk about its capacities. So phase 3, we have taken our cloudy red and white wine, 46,000 and 45,000 liters respectively, and then processed it to bulk red and white wine, 46,000 and 45,000 liters respectively right here. If we look under phase 3, you can see once again it's 190 units of cloudy red, makes 185 units of cloudy or clarified red, and 74 units of cloudy white makes 70 units of clarified white wine. Now we're going to use the next trailer that is in the pack, large MKS 32, and we are going to extract our clarified bulk wine from this silo right here. And then we're going to move it into the next phase of the process, phase 4, which is going to be where we are going to be bottling the wine. That should be good enough. That is once again around the side here. To phase 4. We're going to do our overloading, and now we are going to be processing and making pallets of wine. So let's go ahead and look at phase 4. 47 units of bulk red and 175 units of bulk white are going to produce 47 bottles of red and 175 bottles of white. Now we can also take our bulk wine and we can sell it at our bulk liquid sell point. We could sell any of the liquids that we have made to date actually in that bulk liquid sell point, should we so wish. So let's just go ahead and grab some bulk red wine. That's good enough for demonstration. I have that placeable located right here. And you see we are getting our money's worth out of the bulk red wine. And we'll go ahead and do what we've done earlier and go ahead and fill up phase 4, and we'll see our pallets are going to spawn here. So once again, then we have our pallets of output product, in this case our white wine, that we can then pick up and sell at any of the available sell points that accept white wine. Just like that. But we're not done, because we have a 5th phase that we could make use of, and that is to make the sparkling grape juice. So we're going to need to pick up the must without prominence from phase 1. And we're going to bring it over here to the dump station for phase 5. And start the grape juice production, sparkling grape juice production. There. And we'll go ahead and fill up phase 5 and see where its outputs come. So I moved a couple white wine pallets out of the way, and you can see the sparkling grape juice spawns here at the pallet spawn point around front when you make your grape juice with phase 5. And that is kind of the hard way, if you will, of making the wine. So let's go look at how we piece this all together. So we're going to go to production, factories, and we're going to pick single phase, and we're going to pick phase 1. And we're just going to put down phase 1. Right like this. Okay. Then we're going to move on to phase 2. And what we need to do is we need to look for the number 2 on the side of the building. Number 2. And what we do is we line this box up with number 2. And the end result is we're going to get the interactive icon right there at the door, the dump station at the door. And it's going to then position the output trigger right there at the second silo. Like that. So now we have our dump icon there. Our interactive icon is number 2. And our fill trigger is located right there. We're going to do the same for number 3. We're going to just piece this together. $20,000. We can now clarify our wine. And you can see how the trigger moves around. So we can just place this right here. I like to put it so that it is below. There we go. And there we are. Phase 4. Guess what? We're going to line it up, and then our triggers and everything, if we do it right, are going to be such that the interactive icon is at the front door. We have our pallet spawn point right there, and we have our dump station for our bottling. And then phase 5, which is the sparkling grape juice, is located over here. And if we place this, you're going to see that the icon right there is over by the back door. And it's going to make use of the pallet spawn point already that's around front. And that is how you kind of piece together the multi-production facility so that then you can move products all around. And of course, you could go here and you could say distributing, right? And then you could come down here to phase 2 and you could say distributing. And then you could come down here to phase 3 and you could say distributing. And then you could go to phase 4 and then basically have this set to storing to have it spawn if you wished. And then phase 5, you could also have this set to storing if you should so wish. And there you go. And then you would have the product take everywhere. So let's take a look at our sell points. We have the grocery store, which is able to sell Helmber wine. It sells the grape juice, sparkling grape juice. Dump station's right there. We have the licensed farmers market. Got the nice sign on the door, which is going to sell our grape juice and our white wine. So, and then we have the licensed restaurant. So you know that this is one that is going to be selling our wine. And there's the dump station for that. And then, of course, we've already seen the liquid dump station located right here. So, guys, like I said, this is an absolutely amazing pack. And it has something for just about every level of production player. If you just want basic, I want to dump product in, and I want to get product out, well, you have the easy mode right here in one place. If you want something a little bit more advanced, but still you want the ease of one input, one output, and everything else is just kind of built in, well, you have one single placeable right here. If you want to go with something a little bit more advanced, maybe you want to work your way up, right? Maybe you want to just start with making the pomanince or the juice with and without pomanince, right? Then you could start with phase 1, And as you earned a little bit of money, you could then move and add phase 2, phase 3, 4, and 5. Let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this pack?